everybody, and my name is Sila, and welcome to Yu's English Country again. And English book to read today is Magic Treehouse Stories. To start on Tuesday's story with one more story to read, Hour of Olympic story, okay? And now we can get started at chapter 3 and then are reading at chapter 4, okay? And now are you read these two books and two story and meet some lots of characters. And now here we go. And first you can read Magic Treehouse to start on Tuesday. Chapter 3, One Room Schoolhouse. Let's read it now. Let's check it out, said Annie. She and Jack walked onto a little hill. At the top, they saw the rusty pipe was bursting out of a wooden roof and walked around on another side of the hill. Beneath a wooden roof, the door seemed to be open at the hill itself. What it is, said Annie. Let's find out. He started their research book until they find a black-white program, and the program shows the same hill with a door. Jack read aloud. Since the prairie did not have many trees, wood were hard to find, so the Pointers often made their houses out of sword bricks, which was the blocks of an earth called in the prairie. Sometimes a sword house was dug up on the side of the hill, and it was called dug out. And Jack put in a notebook. He wrote sword bricks of earth. Dug out. Sword houses covered with a hillside. And Jack and Annie read more Annie. And turtles or twisters are common to a prairie, so many jagots had storm cellars. A storm cellar was like a road basement below the ground. During a twister, a storm cellar was a safe place to be. Wow, many will see a twister, said Annie. I hope not, said Aunt Jack, and then he read alone. A Pony family built its dugout for home, and when they moved, the dugout became a schoolhouse, and a schoolhouse had only one room. It also had a storm cellar beneath it. And Jack quickly wrote some dugouts up some storm cellars. Hey, this is a place, said Annie, and Jack looked from her writing. What place? He said. That was the best place to find our special writing. Something to learn, said Annie, and Jack smiled. A school, he said. They ran into a wooden door and knocked it loudly. A moment later, a door cracked open. A little girl peeked out. Her hair was in tight burn, and as she had grown up, but she didn't look more than 16 or 17 years old. Hi, I'm Annie, said Annie. Here's my brother Jack, and the girl opened the door wider. Hello, Jack and Annie, she said. I'm your teacher, Mrs. Needy. You are the teacher? Said Jack. Mrs. Needy have too young to be a teacher. Yes, she said, smiling. Come in, you are late. Chapter 4, Reading Lesson. Oh, I like the reading, and reading lesson might be very good for me. And now chapter 4, reading lesson, and you might be reading at chapter 4, and the other reading at chapter 5, okay? And one more time, sit the reading about it, Magic Treehouse, Hour of Olympics. Chapter 3, The Secret Pollen. And the Burnett Band smiled at Annie. My name is Plato, he said. Plato, said Jack. That name sounded familiar. You may have heard of me, the man said. I'm a push-up player. What's that mean, said Annie. A love of wisdom, said Plato. Wow, said Annie. Plato smiled at her. The old Tusty girl walking so brightly towards Olympia. He said, you must be from far away. And we're Jack and Annie, said Annie. And we're from Frog Creek, Pennsylvania. It's very far away, Plato looked puzzled. And Annie turned to Jack. I think we should show him our cards, said in a low voice. We love our wisdom. Jack noted, and he researched to his bag and looked at his secret library cards. He showed them Plato. The letters N and L sounded to the master librarian giggling the cards. Amazing, said Plato. I never met such a young master librarian. Have you come from Olympia? Jack pulled a piece of a paper with a title and a story. We're looking for the story, he said. This word. Alien word. Oh, yes, said Plato softly. This wasn't written by a brilliant poet, a friend of mine, in fact. Do you know where the polar lives? Said Jack. Very near here, said Plato. Will you take us there? Said Annie. Yes, but I must warn you, never tell anyone who Poland is, said Plato. It's a secret. We won't, whispered Annie, and Plato led them far away from an outdoor theater. And they stood down on the dirt road. It was a crowd of people heading to games. And Plato stopped at the door of a sand-colored house with a brick roof. And the open door had let Jack and Annie from the empty courtyard. Wait here, he said. He disappeared long a doorway, and Jack and Annie looked around. Rooms were open into a sunny courtyard, and everything was quiet. And the people who live here must be going to a game, said Annie. I bet you're right, said Jack, and he pulled a Greek book and found a picture of a house. He read aloud. Man and woman live in a three parts of a Greek house. Women spend the most time at the spinning and weaving to take care of a kitchen. Boys weren't sent away to school when they're 7, and girls are not allowed to go to school. Girls can't go to school, said Annie. Oh, how did they learn and read and write? At a moment, Plato returned. With him was a young woman dressed in a long tunic with a colored border. She was holding a squirrel, and Annie smiled a big smile. Finally, she said, other girl, Jack and Annie meet our secret poet, said Plato. Chapter 4, not fair. Oh, I think it's not fair because the girls can go to school. And now tomorrow we started in chapter 4 and the end of reading in chapter 5, okay? And now, did you have fun? Here's English country. Come up with some these spaghetti story, but a new story, of course, because it might be a new chapter, okay? And some new characters will be seen tomorrow too, okay? Like this Olympic story with some new girl, okay? Finally, Annie meets a new girl. And now, please thumbs up my YouTube. And now, bye-bye for now. And have a nice day every time. And happy Saturday. Bye.